Welcome to CBT News with Shyann Malone.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Shyann Malone. Welcome back to CBT News. Today on Inside Automotive, we're joined by Kevin Tynan, Senior Automotive Analyst for Bloomberg Intelligence. But first, here are today's top stories. On August 1st, the NHTSA opened a preliminary investigation into new Tesla Models 3 and Y. Now, this comes after receiving several complaints about the loss of steering control and power steering. In fact, one Model 3 driver reported that the steering wheel felt stuck and caused the car to slide off the road, which caused a crash. The driver crashed into a tree. And when another driver started their Model Y vehicle, they said the wheel jerked hard to the right and made a thud. However, the NHTSA has not officially announced a recall. Same company, different topic. Tesla and several other automakers are currently in negotiations with Exxon Mobil to secure lithium from a new source in Arkansas. Exxon Mobil has recently been threatened by the EV revolution and has since then been looking for ways to get into the lithium industry. Tesla, Ford, and Volkswagen are among the automakers in discussions with the oil giant about providing them with lithium as Exxon works to figure out where it fits in when it comes to the electric vehicle battery sector. And General Motors has started shipping the Chevrolet Blazer EV and has revealed the official pricing for the different trim levels that will be available later this year. On July 31st, the first Blazer EV shipped out from GM's plant in Mexico. The Blazer offers three trims: the LT trim, which is the luxury trim, the RS, really sport trim, and the SS Super Sport. The SS is Chevy's first electric performance model, capable of producing up to 557 horsepower and accelerating from 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds, and that is fast. And as part of California's effort to protect customer privacy, state regulators are launching a review of the data protection policies of car manufacturers. The audit will focus on connected vehicles that tie in with the driver's mobile phones to power popular infotainment features like Apple's CarPlay or Alphabet's Android Auto. The California Privacy Protection Agency's Executive Director, Ashkan Soltani, he said the agency's enforcement division is reaching out to automakers to gauge how they utilize and gather data and if they are indeed complying with California's privacy laws. Oh, don't go anywhere. Coming up next, Kevin Tynan, Senior Automotive Analyst for Bloomberg Intelligence. We'll be right back. Well, if you're not already subscribed to CBT News, now is the perfect time to do it. For over a decade, CBT has brought you exclusive and in-depth interviews with dealer principals, OEM executives, industry analysts, and top-level sales and management trainers. Join the thousands of automotive professionals that rely on CBT News for the insights that drive profits and maximize the bottom line. Subscribe today. In recent years, the automotive industry has shifted toward the tech sector as innovations like AI and EVs revolutionize the industry. But how is the market truly responding? On today's Inside Automotive, Kevin Tynan, Senior Automotive Analyst for Bloomberg Intelligence, is here to talk to us and walk us through the market during earnings season. Check it out.
Obviously, a lot of people, Kevin, want to know what you say about this topic of technology in the automotive sector.
Yeah, look, I think, Jim, aside from just the fundamental operating results, I'm starting to get this feeling that the market is looking at the auto industry, and we're talking about 5, 6, 7 years into this, that it isn't going to magically morph into a technology sector, and it is going to become or revert back to automakers, which is really what they've been all along. But I think the idea, as Tesla starts to get this monster valuation and talk about autopilot and full self-driving, and ideally the idea is that everybody has that technology or that capability, that all these companies would have their own version of it, of electric, of self-driving, and the industry would go, valuations would go away from simply being metal benders to tech companies and be afforded those kinds of valuations.
Right.
And I feel like the bloom is off that a little bit. We saw it with Tesla's results in that margins are what automaker margins are. You know, they've gone through price cut after price cut in the name of volume growth, which is not a new story, right? That's been this industry for 100+ years. I mean, Ford wrote the book on that.
That's
you
right.
know, when you have too much stuff, you cut your price, you add incentives.
Yep.
You know, you lose some pricing power and you give up some margin, and you wind up with more volume.
Yeah.
You know, so the idea that Tesla was doing anything different, you know, has kind of gone away as you see their gross margin be in line with other automakers. Their operating margin is now in line with other automakers.
Sure.
So the idea that they were different because they got better margins is now gone. And now I think you're going to start to hear, and you have started to hear them pivot, Tesla pivot specifically, and start talking again about the potential of full self-driving or autonomous vehicles, because that's a thing that can get valuation that can't yet be disproven.
Yeah.
So I think we're about to cycle back into this idea that AI is the hot topic, and you know, it isn't a car like it used to be. There's still this tech angle to it because it'll be driving itself and earning you money while you sleep kind of concept. Because it's the other thing that was superior margins because robots build them, you know, is kind of been disproven at this point.
And you can watch this full interview right here at cbtnews.com. Well, that wraps up our show for today, but we do invite you to join us once again tomorrow morning on cbtnews.com and at noon streaming on social. And if you have a question for one of our industry experts, send it to us, newsroom@cbtnews.com, and we'll have an answer on our upcoming newscast. Stay up to date with the most recent news and trends influencing the retail automotive industry by following us on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm Shyann Malone. Thank you so much for watching. You go out and have a great day.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content.